Okay, so for the flow for today, we're getting definitely heavily into the hips. We're going to take this toward Firefly or Tittibhasana toward the end of the flow. And I'll go through a longer demonstration once we get to that point. But a lot of opening through the inner thighs. Definitely get the hamstrings quite a bit as well. Just be aware of that as we go through the flow today. I have 2 demonstrations before we begin. So once we get to the main part of the flow, we're going to start this with a series of frog hops. There's going to be 3. You can keep it down low. You can take it up high, whatever you like. This is to warm you up, keep in mind, during the flow, and there's a few different purposes here. One is taking weight in your hands and pressing into the floor. The other is warming up your hips and really just kind of feeling things out as much as you can as we take it back and forth. There's going to be 3 each time. Try to land this as lightly as you can and be ready to step it right back. So you're going to start from downward facing dog. Take an inhale, and then with the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop this forward and land light. And this doesn't have to be too much. My feet probably came about, within 6 to 12 inches from the floor, and this is fine. Get ready to step right back. And then if you want to take it higher, deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop forward, and again, land this lightly. And try to keep it as silent as you can, but let yourself be bouncy when you come down. And if you want to take it toward inversion, you can take this to the point where you get your hips over your shoulders, but be sure you're clear on your surroundings so you're not going to just jam your leg into a table or knock a couch over or whatever. But again, deep inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop forward. The higher you go, the more important it is to control the landing. Take it down light, and after the 3rd hop, you're going to bring your heels down and come into your deepest squat. Maybe it's down to this level, maybe it's a little bit higher, but whatever works for you here. We'll move through the flow from there. At the end of the sequence, we're going to bring this into crow, and so you'll be at the front of the mat in a forward fold. You just take an inhale, come up halfway, and then when you set your hands, bring them down shoulder width, pressing your palms, dig your fingertips down. Lift your heels and touch your knees to your arms. Belly pulled in, hips high to start. Look forward, lean forward, take it slow. Keep gripping the floor with your fingers. And then just start to move so you can lift your feet together. Big toes to touch, heels to your seat. Take that to where you can. And you can bring it up higher. You can keep things down lower. We'll move to the Vinyasa from there. You can just step it back to plank. You can fly it back if you like. And then we'll meet in down dog. We'll go through the next part of the sequence from that. So to get this started, let's bring this up to standing. So come up to the front of your mat and bring your feet out a little bit wider than your hips. We're going to take this part way down to a squat. So feet flat, heels down, heels towards center and toes to the sides. Go ahead, bend your knees, sink your seat down low. Bring your elbows to your thighs somewhere. And bring your hands together. And let us feel out your position as you settle in. So put some weight toward your toes. And then bring your weight back toward your heels for a moment. And just settle yourself somewhere in between that. Now keep your arms and legs pressing together. Spread your shoulder blades apart round your spine. But then relax your neck and let your head just hang. And go ahead, close your eyes. Now give yourself a moment to settle in like this. Let your mind quiet down. And when you're ready, start to deepen your breathing here. So with the inhales, draw in as much air as you can. Try to fill up your lungs. And hold on to all that breath at the top for just a moment. When you exhale, constrict the back of your throat and slow your breath down on the way back out. And just work to make your exhales last at least as long as your inhales as you breathe. And then when you're ready here, take a deep inhale. And when you exhale, just open your eyes. With your next inhale, just roll this all the way up to standing. Bring your head up last. And open up your palms at your sides. And we'll take this slow to begin. With your next inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reaches up high again. Exhale, hands through center. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale through center again. Inhale, reaches up high. And now with your exhale, just keep reaching. Bring the arms out wide. And just take the weight from one side of the neck. So lean over toward your right foot. Now keep your feet set wide. Hover the left foot up off the floor. Just hold your balance here for a moment. And we'll take it back and forth. So switch this out. Bring your left foot to the floor. Lean left. Hover that right foot for a moment. Keep the arms wide. And then bring it back through center. Right foot down. Left foot lifts. Lean right and just hold here. And then bring your left foot down. Hover the right foot up off the floor. Hold this. And then switch it out again. Bring the right foot down. Lean to the right. Lift that left foot. Maybe take this further, leaning to the right. And then go ahead, bring your left foot back down. Come over to the left side. Right foot lifts. Maybe take it further here, leaning further left. And then go ahead, set your right foot down. Now with your next inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart center, but then bend your knees, sink part way down to a squat. Let your seat go back. Inhale all the way up. And then with the exhale, hands to center, sink this down low. Keep your heels on the floor. Inhale all the way up again. Exhale, sink this back down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, sink back down again. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, sink down low. Inhale all the way up. And then with the exhale, sink down one more time, and this time stay down. Heels on the floor, hips back, knees wide. Bring your hands to your thighs. Curl the fingers in towards center, and just try to stay low like this, and we'll twist back and forth. So go ahead and bring the right shoulder down and open your chest to the left side. And then take it through center. And twist right with your left shoulder down. Back through center, knees wide, twist over to the left again. And then bring it back through center and twist, opening your chest toward the right. Now one more round, bring it through center. This time bring the right hand down inside the right foot. Left hand stays on your thigh, but open your chest to the left side and press the knees out wide. Keep your seat low and just hold. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, switch it out. Left hand down inside your left foot, right hand to the inner right thigh. And keep your knees wide, keep your hips low, bring your gaze up high, and just find the twist on this side. And then take an inhale. And with the exhale, both hands down, bring your hips up high, shake out your legs for a moment. I'll just turn over for the camera here. And then when you're ready, keep your heels down on the floor, bend your knees. Now adjust the position of your feet if you need to, but bring yourself down into your deepest squat. You can bring the elbows to your thighs and just keep your thighs toward parallel with the floor. Or you can sink this down further, but take this as far as you're able and just feel things out. And we'll warm this up just a little bit. So from that deep squat with your heels down, bring your fingertips to the floor and just keep the feet as they are. But with an inhale, bring your hips up high, come into a forward fold. Exhale, sink this back down. Inhale, lift your hips up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, hips up high. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your hips up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Now one more time. Go ahead, inhale your hips up high. Just shake your legs out again for a moment here. And then again, when you're ready, keep your feet flat, bring your hips down low. And then just bring one hand behind you at a time. Come down to a seat. And once you're down, just keep your feet on the floor. Fold your knees side to side. Let your body twist just a little bit here. And then come into center. We'll set this up for a reverse tabletop. So feet in front of you about hips width distance apart. Hands behind the shoulders about shoulder width. Fingertips forward if you can. You can always rotate your fingers to the side. But either way, pressing your hands and feet, lift your seat up off the floor. We'll take it up and down. So with an inhale, press your hips high. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your hips up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, press this high. Exhale, sink down. Now inhale, lift one more time and just hold. Now you can look forward, look up, or hang your head back, but keep your glutes squeezing, keep your chest lifting, keep breathing here. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, come back down. Now once you bring your seat to the mat, go ahead, shake your hands out for a moment. And then go ahead, reach the arms forward, round your spine as completely as you can. And then take it slow, round this all the way back down onto the floor. Now once you're down, bring your knees into your chest, squeeze everything in tight. Go ahead, press your spine. You can pull your knees wide, maybe rock a little bit side to side. And if you're moving side to side, bring this back into center. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, bring your feet down to the floor and bring your legs into Baddha Konasana. We're going to take this as a version of bridge. So soles of the feet together, knees wide, outside edges of the feet on the floor. And as you position this, bring the heels in close enough that you can flatten your back as much as possible while you're down like this. Still bringing the knees out to the side. Try to relax around your hips to begin. Now when you're ready from here, with an inhale, reach your arms out long past your head. And with your exhale, just keep reaching. So press the backs of the hands down, keep your shoulders down, grounded, keep your gaze up high. And we're going to go up and down like this. So with an inhale, press your feet, lift your hips. And then with the exhale, just roll this back down. Inhale, press your hips up high again. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, lift your hips again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, press this up high. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, lift your hips up again. And then with the exhale, lower. Inhale, press this up high, and this time just stay lifted. Now keep your glutes squeezing, keep your hips lifting, take the weight in your shoulders, and just keep breathing here. Now even as your glutes are squeezing, try to still pull the knees out wide and just hold. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, roll back down. Now once you come back down, bring your knees to your chest, your hands to your knees, squeeze everything in again. And then lift your head, lift your shoulders, bring your nose close to your knees. Now keep the knees pulled out wide and then reach forward between your knees. Take hold of your big toes with your hands. Bring the legs back into Baddha Konasana with the feet still lifted. Keep your spine curled forward and rounded. Now as best you can, I want to take this back and forth, rolling along the length of the spine. So just lean your weight back, come toward the shoulders, and then bring it forward toward your tailbone, maybe up to a seat. And just take this back and forth a few times. Now you can keep everything down on the floor if you like. Or maybe take it back and forth towards seated. And if you're going to come up, try to keep your feet off the floor, find your balance. And just work this as best you can. And go ahead and give it 1 or 2 more times. Then try to bring this up to seated. And we'll take this with as a version of both. So if the feet went down, go ahead and lift them up. You still got that grip. Draw the elbows in around your waist. Keep the knees out wide. Open up your chest and try to straighten out your spine as much as you can. Shoulders back, chest open. Keep the gaze forward. Try to keep your spine tall. And then as you're holding this, just bring that right foot out to the side. Just feel this out. And then come back into center. Left foot out to the side. And then back to center here. Keep your spine tall. Right foot to the side again. You can take it further if you like. And then come back to center. Left foot out to the side again. And back to center here. Now when you're ready from here, start to lift both feet. Maybe just separate a little bit. Maybe bring your shins toward parallel with the floor. And maybe even take it towards straightening the legs. Just take this to where you can. Now as you hold on to this, keep your core engaged, try to keep your spine tall, press your low back forward, tense up your thighs, try to keep them close to your low belly. And then to take this further still, try to hold your position in slowly, just release your grip, try to keep everything in place, just breathe. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, cross at the ankles, roll forward, your hands find all fours. Now once you come into all fours, take a moment here, move around, stretch your hands, stretch your fingers, let your shoulders and hips move side to side, just feel things out. And notice where you loosen, where you tight. And then come back into center in all fours. We're going to take this into the hands and into the wrists. I'm going to turn toward the camera just a little bit here. So looking down at your hands, keep in mind to back off, you can always bring the hands closer to your knees. But keep your palms facing down and one at a time rotate your hands. Fingertips in towards center as far as you can go. And do that with both hands. Set your palms down flat, spread the fingers out wide, grip the floor. Press your spine up toward the ceiling. And as you hold on to that grip, try to rotate your hands toward the pinky side. Now you don't have to actually move the hands here, you're just engaging the tension toward twisting and toward rotation. And let that add to the stretch in the wrist. Just breathe with us here and hold that tension with your fingertips pressing down. You can always sway the shoulders side to side. You can go forward or back if you like, if you want to add to this. And then take it the other way. So let go of that tension for a moment and then just rotate your hands toward the outside edges of the mat and then in toward the knees as far as you can go. And you can do this on both sides. Set your hands flat, spread the fingers out wide, grip the floor, press your spine up toward the ceiling, stay lifted here. And as you hold on to that grip, keep your fingertips pressing down and then just see if you want to take this into some movement. You can start to sink your seat back toward your heels, peel the palms up just a bit, and then go ahead and bring your weight forward. And just take it back and forth like that. And still dig the fingertips down to the floor as you're moving. Let that stretch go further through the undersides of the forearms and just breathe with this. And then the next time you sink your seat back toward your heels, just hold this. Fingertips still pressing down. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, just come forward. Set your palms flat. Come up onto your fingertips. And then walk the hands in a little bit closer to the knees, maybe 1 or 2 hands lengths forward. Now I want to take a little bit different stretch here. So bring your hands out wide, a little bit wider than the shoulders. Flip your hands over, backs of the hands down, palms facing up, fingertips point toward the midline of the mat. And flatten your hands as much as you can. This is supposed to be relatively awkward, keep in mind. So spread your fingers wide, press the fingertips down. You're probably going to need to bend your elbows. Now from this position, just take it back and forth. And you can sink more weight toward your heels or lean more weight forward if you want this to be more intense. But to move from here, go ahead and sink the right shoulder toward the floor as low as you can go, and then press back up. And then sink your left shoulder down. and come up. And just take this back and forth. And as you're moving here, keep the tension in your hands, keep your fingertips pressing down the whole while. And just keep breathing here. And then just go ahead and give this another round or so. And try to finish with your left shoulder down before you come back to center. From center, try to straighten your arms as much as you can. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, release. Come up onto the fingertips, down to sitting on your heels, and take a moment. Shake your hands out. Loosen up your fingers and loosen up your wrists. And then once the hands are ready, come back to all fours. And we're going to work some compression here. And we're going to do this from dolphin. So I want you to come down from the hands and onto your forearms. Now, you got two choices here. You can have the forearms parallel with the palms down, or you can press your palms together. Either way, pay attention to the elbows and see that they're no wider than shoulder width, and you want to keep that under control. When you're ready, tuck your toes behind you, and then lift your knees up off the floor, bring your hips up high, and just feel this out. Now, if you wanted to stay relatively loose with this position, you can just keep the feet where they are, maybe hold or bend your knees. If you need a break, you can bring the knees down and come up whenever you're ready. And if you want to take this further, you can walk your feet forward, get your hips as high as you can. And whatever you do, keep pressing your hands to distributing the weight across the length of the forearms. Just being here is enough. Press into the hands, press into the forearms, and see you staying lifted between the shoulders. Now, if you want to take this into some movement, then inhale the right leg high behind you. And with the exhale, bring it forward, knee to right shoulder, squeeze in. Inhale the right leg up high. Exhale, pull in, knee to right shoulder. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, knee to right shoulder, one more time. Inhale the right leg high, keep it lifted, and see about taking this pose into scorpion. Bend the right knee, hang the right foot left, and just feel your body twist. With your next inhale, straighten the right leg. And with the exhale, bring that foot down, bring your knees down. Come up onto your hands for a moment, take a breath or two. And then, of course, we got to take it on the other side as well. So don't stay here too long. Bring your forearms back to the floor. And again, palms together or palms down, whatever suits you best. Just pay attention to the elbows. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees, get your hips up high. And again, find your position. You can stay loose or you can walk this forward and get the hips as high as you can. Now, if you want to move from here, take an inhale, raise your left leg high. Exhale, bring it forward, knee to left shoulder. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to shoulder again. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to left shoulder one more time. Inhale, lift your left leg, keep it lifted here. And then see about taking this to scorpion. Bend the left knee, hang the left foot right, and just let your body twist. With your next inhale, straighten the left leg. And with the exhale, bring that foot down, both knees to the floor. Come up onto your hands again, take a breath. And we're still not quite done with the forearms. Now we're going to take this down and work the compression more directly and see about taking this toward baby crow. Just get as close as you can. So bring your forearms back to the floor. Again, either position, palms together or palms down. And then from here, let's start to bring the body into as tight a ball as you can. So go ahead and press down to your toes. Lift your knees, get your hips up high. And then walk your feet in, heels are lifted, knees are bent. Now you want to get your thighs in as close to your belly as you can. Try to flatten everything out, try to curl everything in. And then this might be enough. You can stay here for a few breaths. If you can take it further, target the knees toward your armpits. So you're trying to bring the knees onto the upper arms as high as you can. And if you can feel that contact, look forward. Start to lean further forward. Keep your body curled. Maybe lean enough to lift your feet. And now keep in mind, your face is going to be very close to the floor. If you want to give your mat a kiss, this is a good time. Just take it to where you can. All right, and then when you're ready, go ahead, release this. Bring everything down. Come back to all fours. And just take a couple of breaths here, and that should probably make your regular crow feel a lot easier. Now you can just stay here and breathe and take a little break and take another stretch if you like, but whenever you're ready, tuck your toes, straighten your legs, lift your hips, and find your downward facing dog. Now once you're moving your down dog, just take a look at how you set this up. Hands about shoulder width distance apart. Flatten your palms so you can feel some weight toward your thumbs. And then sink your chest down low. Now, even as your chest sinks down, press your hips up as high as you can. Try to keep your upper body in one long straight line from the wrist creases through to the hips. So hold some tension in your core through the belly around the low ribs. Now, as your hips press high, if you got any tension behind the legs and the hamstrings, let it go. Poodle bend the knees. And you can always just stay loose and pedal this out side to side. Now, when you're ready here, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step to the front, and let's take this into a ragdoll fold. So feet about hips width distance apart, deep bend in the knees. Let your belly touch your thighs, let your head hang, let your spine round. And let everything go long and loose here, let the muscles of your neck relax. You can hang your hands to the floor, you can reach to opposite elbows, maybe shake this side to side to loosen further. And then from wherever you are, just release any grip that you have. Keep the bend in the knees to begin, but restack your spine. So just slowly round this up to standing. Bring your head up last, and then just open up your palms at your sides. When you're ready here, with an inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center. Now take a moment here to breathe, set an intention. Let your mind clear, find your focus. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, just release your hands. With your next inhale, reach your arms up high. And then with the exhale, slowly fold this forward. So hinge at the hips, start with a straight spine, put a little bend in your knees. Keep your core engaged, move smoothly. And then just release this at the bottom. Now with an inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips forward to the shins, lengthen forward through the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, bring your hands to the mat and step this back to high plank. Now find your shape here. Wrist the shoulders, palms, press to the floor, press the floor away from you. Press your spine up toward the ceiling. Try to keep your spine lifted as the highest point between the shoulder blades. And use your core, hold your hips around the shoulders and heels best you can. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly bring your shoulders forward as the elbows bend. Now keep your body in line, elbows pulled into your sides, and lower with control all the way down into your belly. Once you're down, flatten the feet out behind you. Hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides. Let's take it up and down through low cobra. So with an inhale, just peel up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, roll this back down. Inhale, peel up again. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, peel up one more time. Now just stay lifted here. Keep the lift in your upper body, press into your feet. Take some or all the weight out of your hands. Elbows at your sides, pull the shoulders back. Keep your gaze at least slightly forward. And then use the muscles lining your spine. Lift your chest up a little bit higher. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll it back down. Hands under the shoulders, elbows into your sides, press the palms to the floor. We'll take it to upward facing dog. So with an inhale, straighten your arms. Now pull your chest forward, let your hips hang, stay on the tops of your feet in this position. Keep your legs active, work to lift the knees up from the mat. To take it further, kick your feet down, squeeze your glutes, pull your hips forward to deepen and lengthen the arc through the front. Lift with your arms, lift through the shoulders as well, give your neck as much room as you can. Keep your chest pulling forward. And then take an inhale. With the exhale, pull your belly in, bring your hips up high, back to down dog. Paddle out for a moment, let your hips move side to side. All right, now keep in mind, we're starting each round with those frog hops. There's going to be 3. Land on your toes, land with your knees wide, and land light. Take a deep inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop forward. And then step it back, hips go high. 2 more times like that, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop forward. And then step it back, bring your hips high. 1 more time, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop forward. Now this time, set your heels down, sink into your deepest squat. And then take a deep inhale. With the exhale, both hands down, right foot between your hands, that's your base. Pull the left knee into your chest, around your spine. Now go slow, take hold of the left knee, and round this all the way up to vertical. Now give yourself a moment here to find your balance, dig down to that right big toe, keep your gaze forward. And then when you're ready, pull that left knee up high, right hand to the right hip, and this is good enough. Draw the shoulders back. Now if you can take it further, go slow, maybe reach that right arm high, maybe start to lean this further back. And if you want to take it further still, you can reach that left arm inside the left leg, maybe find the big toe. Now try to keep that knee up high. You can just use it with this grip, use that, or take it to there with this grip. And if you want to go further, start to extend the left leg, try to extend up as well as forward. Keep breathing here. Now we're still balancing. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly, hands to your hips, left knee still lifted. Put a little bend in your right knee. Now we're going to take this back and forth from vertical toward horizontal. So when you're ready from here, just hinge from the right hip. Keep that bend in the knee. Extend your left leg straight back. You're coming toward a warrior 3 as close as you can. Try to keep your hips level. And then slowly take it back up. Bend your left knee. And bring this back to vertical with your left knee high. 2 more times like that. Hinge from the right hip. Go ahead, keep that right knee bent, but extend that left leg back. Bring your body out long here. Try to keep your hips level. And then again, bring your left knee forward. All the way upright with your left knee high. Now 1 more time, hinge from the right hip. Let your torso come forward as that left leg extends back. Hold here. Now keep your gaze forward. If you can take it deeper, put a further bend to that right knee, maybe even touch your belly to the right thigh. And we're going to take it back to a pyramid stance. So take an inhale. With the exhale, bring the left foot down about 1 pace behind the right, so about 3 feet front to back. And still hips width distance side to side. So you're going to square your hips to the front. Now both legs straight, left foot points to the side about 45 degrees or so. Be sure you can pull that right hip back, left hip forward, and then reach your arms up high. Into a vertical twist, take an inhale. Now with the exhale, right arm back, left arm forward, open your chest to the right side. Back and forth, inhale to center, arms up high. And with the exhale, twist again, right arm back, left arm forward, open up. Inhale to center, reach us up high. Exhale one more time, right arm back, left arm forward, hold here, stay open to the side. Keep the arms reaching, bring the gaze back toward that right hand, keep breathing here. And then take it with a half bind. So bend the right elbow, right hand behind your back, palm face away, pull that shoulder further back, you're still twisted. And then we're going to take the twist a little bit further. Now you can bend the right knee if you need to, but bring the left arm outside the right thigh, start to lean this forward, and you don't have to take this too far. Right shoulder still pulled back, bring your gaze toward the ceiling. If you're going to take it deeper, slide that left arm further past the right leg, keep your spine extending as you're leaning, and keep your twist, keep breathing here. Now take an inhale. And with the exhale, slowly come up out of the twist. Bring both hands behind your back this time. So palms open, fingers wide, elbows wide, shoulders pulled back. And then take this into a high lunge. So put the weight to the right foot, slide your left foot back with the heel lifted. And then just feel this out. Deep under the right knee, left leg towards straight. Left heel lifted behind, still with your hips squared. Left hip forward, right hip back. Keep your spine tall and keep the shoulders back. And we're going to take this into the back leg. So take an inhale. With the exhale, dip into that left knee, come down low. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower again. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower one more time. Stay low this time. Just hover the knee. Stay tall through your spine, shoulders back. Now we're just going to pulse, bouncing lightly into that left knee. On my count, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee down. Left foot flat behind. Now take it down further toward Vinyasa. Keep the bind. Deep under the right knee. Let the hips sink low. Draw the shoulders back. Bring your gaze up high. And just take a moment here. Breathe into this. Let your hips sink toward the front of the mat. Feel the length on the left side. And to take it a little bit further, hold your shape but release the left arm. Left arm reaches high and then over your head to the right. Look down over the right shoulder. Keep that left hip pulling forward. Just take the side bend while you're sinking into this lunge. With your next inhale, turn to center, both arms high. And then with the exhale, hands down around that right foot. Now tuck the toes, left foot, lift your left knee, and then bring the left foot forward next to the right into a forward fold. From here to crow, take an inhale, lift up halfway. And then with the exhale, set the hands down flat, shoulder width. Dig your fingertips down. Lift your heels, touch the knees to your arms. Belly pulled in, hips high to start. Look forward, lean forward, take it slow. And if you just want to stay here, leaning toward balancing, this is good enough. But if you're going to balance it, try to lift both feet at the same time. Big toes to touch, heels to your seat. Take it to where you can. And then when you're ready, go ahead, step it back, fly back. Take it through your Vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. Once you find your down dog, just take a moment, paddle out slow, you're breathing down. And we'll start again with those frog hops. Land it light. You can take it high, take it low, but take an inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop this forward. And then step it back, hips up high. 2 more times, take an inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop forward. Step it back, hips high. 1 more time, take an inhale. With the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, hop forward. And this time, sink all the way down. Bring your heels to the floor, come into your deepest squat. And just take a breath here. When you're ready, take an inhale. And with the exhale, both hands down. Now left foot between your hands this time, right knee to your chest around your spine. Take hold of the right knee, round this all the way up to vertical. Now give yourself a moment here to find your balance. Dig into that left big toe. Shoulders back, keep your gaze forward. Stay tall, start to lean this back. And now you can keep your left hand on your left hip or take it further. Reach that left arm up and back. And again, keep the front of the body nice and open. Now if you want to take this further, try to keep that right knee lifted. Right hand to the right big toe, maybe. You can use that to pull the knee up higher. If you extend the leg forward, take it slow. Try to extend both forward and up. Still balancing here. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, slowly. Right knee still lifted, hands to your hips. Put a little bend in your left knee. And then you go back and forth from vertical toward horizontal. So hinge from that left hip. Extend the right leg straight back. Keep your hips squared. Just come down as best you can toward parallel with the floor. And then bring it forward. Bend the right knee, bring it up high. And bring yourself upright. Now again, hinge from the left hip. Extend that right leg back. And bring yourself toward parallel best you can. And then pull back in. Right knee to your chest. And bring yourself up tall. Now one more time. Hinge this forward. Extend that right leg back. Keep a bend in the left knee. And look forward. Now get as close to parallel as you can. Keep your hips level best you can. If you can take it deeper, bend further into that left knee. Maybe touch your belly to the left thigh. And when you go from here to that pyramid stance, when you're ready, just step the right foot down one pace behind the left. So it's a short stance again, 3 feet front to back, hips width distance side to side more or less. Right foot rotates to side about 45 degrees, but keep the leg straight, right hip forward, left hip back, keep your hips squared. When you're ready with an inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, vertical twist, left arm back, right arm forward, open to the left side. Inhale to center, arms reach high. Exhale, twist again, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale to center, arms up high. Exhale one more time, left arm back, right arm forward, hold here. Now keep the arms in line, keep reaching back with that left hand, keep breathing, and keep the right hip pulling forward. Take a half bind within the twist. Left hand behind your back, palm face, may pull the shoulder further back. And then let's hinge this forward, still twisting, hinge from the hips. Bring that right arm outside your left thigh. Now maybe just lean forward a little bit. You can always bend that left knee if you need to. Keep the left shoulder pulled back. And if you're gonna take it deeper, keep your spine extending and keep reaching that right arm past the left leg. Keep breathing here. Take an inhale. Now with the exhale, turn to center, both hands behind your back this time. Palms open, fingers wide, elbows wide. Keep the shoulders pulled back. Now bend it to the left knee, put the weight to your left foot. Lift the right heel, slide that right foot back, come to a high lunge stance. Now hips are still squared, right hip forward, left hip back. Keep your spine tall, your shoulders pulled back. We'll take this into the back leg, so take an inhale. With the exhale, dip low into that right knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Now with the exhale, lower and stay low this time. Hover the knee up off the floor. Keep your shoulders back, pulled back, keep your spine tall. And then pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee down. Right foot flat behind. Now keep the bind. Shoulders pulled back, sink your hips down low, bend that left knee. Anjaneyasana, bring your gaze up high. Now just breathe here, settle in this. Get the hips as low as you can toward the front of the mat. Now to take it further, keep your pose, but release the right arm, reach it up high. And then reach it over your head to the left side. Look down over the left shoulder. Take that side bend with the right hip still pulling forward. With your next inhale, reach the arms up high, look forward. And then with the exhale, both hands down. Now tuck the toes of the right foot, lift the right knee. Bring that right foot forward next to the left, forward fold. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift up halfway. And then with the exhale, set the hands down and we'll take it to crow again. So palms down, grip the floor with your fingers, lift your heels, touch the knees to your arms. Belly pulled in, hips up high, look forward, lean forward, take it slow. And see about lifting your feet if you're gonna take it there. When you're ready, again, step it back, flat back, take it through another vinyasa. And once you find your down dog, paddle things out. Now, once you find your down dog, we'll take a short round of half pigeon. So with an inhale, raise the right leg high behind you. And with the exhale, bring it forward. Right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle somewhere behind the left. Now go ahead, flatten the left foot, straighten your left leg, pull the left hip forward, keep it in line with the right. Sink your weight straight down and keep your hips squared. Now you can take another version if you like. We're not going to be here too long. So if you can keep your spine extended, try to stay here. Lift your palms, come up onto the fingertips. Keep the left hip pulling forward, both hips sinking down. Maybe lift your gaze toward the ceiling. Just breathe. And keep the tension in both legs. You want to curl the toes of the right foot, kick down to the floor, kick down to the left foot as well. And then slowly, if your hands are further forward, walk them in toward the right leg. When they're close enough, lower to the right hip, swing your left leg forward. And we're taking this into Lord of the Fishes, into a seated twist. So bring the right heel outside your left hip. And then step your left foot outside the right thigh. Now sink down, get both sit bones to the floor between your heels. And then when you're ready, left hand sets behind you. Inhale the right arm high. And with the exhale, bring the right elbow past the left thigh. Now keep your spine tall. Reach the crown of the head straight up toward the ceiling. Bring the gaze back over your left shoulder. And use your right arm, press into your left leg, and keep breathing here. Take a deep inhale. And then with the exhale, slowly bring both hands over to the right side. Lightly open your chest to the right. And then when you're ready, turn back to center, hands behind. Lean back, untangle your legs. Just cross the ankles, roll forward your hands, step back to down dog, and we'll take all that on the other side. So when you're ready here, inhale your left leg up high. And with the exhale, bring it forward, half pigeon. Left knee behind your left wrist, left ankle somewhere behind the right. Flatten your right foot, straighten the right leg, pull the right hip forward, keep it in line with the left. And just sink your weight straight down. Look for at least some of that stretch on the left side and maybe on the front of the right hip. But again, if you can keep this extended, see about coming up onto the fingertips, pull your chest forward, let the hips sink down, and keep both legs engaged. Curl the toes to the left foot and kick into the right as well. Now again, if your hands are forward, bring them in close. And once the hands are close enough, lower yourself to the left hip, swing your right leg forward this time. Let's take Lord of the Fishes on this side. So the left heel comes outside the right hip, the right foot steps outside your left thigh. Give yourself a moment, get both sit bones down. And then when you're ready, right hand sets behind you, inhale your left arm up high. And with the exhale, move to the twist, left elbow past your right thigh. Now keep your spine tall, reach the crown of the head straight up. Look back over the right shoulder, and use your left arm, press into the right leg, and just breathe into this here as you're twisting. All right, take an inhale here. And then with the exhale, just release your twist. Bring both hands to your left side, lightly open your chest to the left. And then go ahead, turn back to center, hands behind, lean back, untangle your legs. And just stay seated here for a moment. Now I want to take this into Firefly here. So I'm going to walk through a demonstration, and I'll go through a second time, we'll do it all together. So coming into this, and this is the easiest way I know to come into this pose. And you can always take a different entry if you're more familiar with this. But we're going to take this for a wide-legged forward fold. So feet a little wider than your hips, heels and toes out. Keep your knees bent so you're not cranking in the hamstrings right away. And then initially here, you got to find as deep a fold as you can get yourself into. So I'm going to bring my hands under the floor and walk them back between my legs. Now you want to keep your fingertips pointed forward if you can. If that's too intense on the wrist, go ahead and rotate out to the sides. Try not to rotate too much more than 90 degrees, right or left, all right? So you're going to walk your hands back, pull your torso down as deep as you can between your thighs, ideally shoulders between the knees. We get as close as you can. Once you can't fold anymore, just look straight down. And then all at once, set your palms, bend your elbows, sit on your arms, and keep your knees squeezing in toward your shoulders. Now, if this is good enough, just stay here and see about maybe moving to the arm pressure pose. Now, you want to keep your chest facing down, and this is sort of an intermediary. So you hook the feet at the ankles, and use that hook to squeeze the legs in and keep yourself balanced here, and this will keep you lifted. If you want to take it to Firefly, it's the same engagement in the inner thighs, but with the feet separated. So you point the toes, squeeze the legs in, straighten as much as you can. You don't have to be completely straight, but if you let go of the engagement of the thighs, you're going to come all the way down onto your butt, which isn't that big a deal. It's where the padding is. So get as close as you can and work this as best you can. So let's do this together. So again, bring yourself up onto your feet. It's going to be a wide-legged forward fold. So feet wider than your hips, knees bent, hips high. And then from here again, fingertips forward or maybe rotate to the side 90 degrees. Take it to where you need to. But walk your hands back and then pull yourself down as low as you can. Try to find that deep fold. Once you can't fold anymore, just look straight down. All at once, set the palms, bend the elbows, sit on your arms, and keep your knees squeezing in. Now, if you want that arm pressure pose, bring your feet into center. Hook at the ankles. Use that hook to squeeze the legs in tight. And if you're going to take it to Firefly, point your toes forward. See about straightening your legs. But again, keep the inner thighs squeezing in. Just work it as best you can. This is not easy pose by any means. Just see how close you can get. Once you're ready, go ahead and bring everything down. And you can always play with this further. Now, if you're ready to move on, go ahead and bring yourself all the way down onto your back. And just pull your knees into your chest and squeeze everything in for a moment. And then go ahead, reach between the knees, take hold of the bottom edges, and take the outside edges of your feet. And then stack your ankles above your knees. Now pull down on both sides. Try to press the knees to the floor outside your ribs and let your spine flatten out, let your tailbone sink down. If you want to take it further, you rock a little bit side to side. Further still, you can extend your legs out against your grip. And then as you're ready from here, take a deep inhale, draw it down as much as you can. And with the exhale, just release. Extend your legs out fully. Lay your arms at your sides. Open up your palms toward the ceiling. And just let your eyes close here and let your body settle down into the mat for a moment. And then when you're ready, just start to move again here, bit by bit, fingers and toes, arms and legs. And then take a deep inhale here, reach your arms out long past your head and just let your body stretch. And go ahead, pull things back in, bring your elbows toward your chest, draw your knees up as well. And just take your time, find your way up to a comfortable seat. And just ground yourself into the mat here, stack your spine. Bring your hands up to heart center. And then take a deep inhale here, hold on to the top. And just let everything go. Well, thank you for joining class today. Namaste.